Welcome to the Feed Dive. Today we're diving into one of Reddit's most infamous communities. Am I the a-hole? In this video, we explore some of the wildest stories where people ask if they're in the wrong. From family drama to friendship fallout, you'll hear it all and get to judge for yourself. Who's the real a-hole here? Am I the A for going to a company happy hour but not drinking? I went to my company's happy hour last Friday. We got 2 drink tickets. I haven't drank in 3 years, but I'm good friends with my coworkers, so I went to go shoot the I used my 2 drink tickets to order 2 virgin drinks. My obnoxious coworker, OC, who is on the planning committee, made a big deal about how I finally showed up for company happy hour and drank. I told him I hadn't been drinking, but thanked him for the drink tickets. OC got a little belligerent and said there was no point in me coming to the happy hour. If I wasn't drinking BC, it was a waste of money. They paid for drink tickets, and I used them for non-alcoholic drinks. A number of my coworkers are aware of the fact that I don't drink, and why, and are supportive. But OC says I should have let them know so they didn't buy drink tickets for me when I wasn't going to drink alcohol. Am I the A? Am I the A for refusing to edit my mom's vacation photos and ruining our family trip? I, 49 female, recently went on a family trip to Yellowstone National Park with my mom, 76 female, my husband, and our kids. What was supposed to be a fun getaway ended with my mom leaving early, and now I'm wondering if I mishandled the situation. For context, my mom has always been focused on her appearance. She grew up in Taiwan in a family where looks were very important, and many of her sisters had extensive cosmetic surgeries. My mom has had a few procedures herself, things like a facelift, nose job, and eyelid surgery, and she's very particular about how she's perceived. I've always tried to be understanding, but it's been a point of tension in our relationship. During the trip, we took a lot of family photos. Afterward, my mom asked me to edit her photos before sharing them. She wanted me to smooth out her wrinkles, brighten her skin, and make her look younger. I told her she looked fine the way she was and that I didn't think editing was necessary. She got upset and said it was important to her because her friends and family would see the photos, and she didn't want to look old. I refused. I feel like constantly enabling her obsession with appearance isn't healthy, and I didn't want to alter her photos just to fit some unrealistic standard. I told her she should embrace how she looks at her age, which is perfectly normal for someone in their 70s. She didn't take that well and ended up locking herself in her room for the rest of the day. The next day, she was still upset and decided to fly home early to Tennessee. She accused me of not respecting her and making her feel bad about herself. Now she's not speaking to me, and I feel guilty for how things ended. My mom has always struggled with self-image, but I feel like there has to be a line somewhere. She's even photoshopped pictures of my kids without asking, lightening their skin and changing their features to make them look better, which I've told her not to do. The whole situation has caused a lot of tension. My siblings think I should have just edited the photos to keep the peace, but I feel like I'm constantly walking on eggshells around her. I don't think I was wrong to draw a boundary, but now I'm questioning myself. Am I the A for refusing to edit her photos and contributing to the trip falling apart? Am I the A for asking my cousin to reimburse me for my Yu-Gi-Oh cards? About 7 years ago, my cousin got back into playing Yu-Gi-Oh professionally. He got really good and won a YCS championship and made it to the top for most the other YCS tournaments. At that time, he needed some cards and I was no longer playing. I had really rare cards from the original booster packs that they don't make anymore. Cards that are worth hundreds to thousands. Some of those cards were useful for his deck, so I gave him my massive folder of cards to borrow whatever he needed. Long story short, he borrowed my cards, won some championships, made it to Japan for the finals, and then quit after 2 years of playing. I hadn't paid much mind to the cards at this point. Just recently, I brought it up with a friend who mentioned that a majority of the cards I had let him borrow were worth a goldmine. Once I did some research and saw the prices, I got excited and asked my cousin if he still had the cards and if I could get them back. He assumed that I had handed them over to him to permanently keep, and he recently sold the entirety of the folder, including his own cards, for a total of $3,000. Am I the A for asking him to give me the entire $3,000? He never asked me if it was okay to sell them, and I never exclusively said he could have the cards to keep. I never asked for them back until I saw the price, so I guess that's why I'm curious about this whole thing. Also, when I brought it up to him, he refused to give me any type of reimbursement, leading to an argument over who is at fault. If there's anything you'd like me to clear up, I'm more than happy to clarify in the comments.
Am I the A for having an attitude with my mother after she didn't help me when I fainted because she thought I was faking it? Today, I, 15 female, was helping my parents and holding up a very heavy object for them when all of a sudden my vision started going black and I thought I was going to throw up. I remember asking my mom, please, please, please take this from me. I have to let it go. I don't feel so good. I'm actually sick, and I think I'm gonna faint or throw up. I can't see. She probably thinks I fake other illnesses when in reality I just have a stupid weak immune system. So I proceed to black out on the concrete and come to my senses after some time. This is outside in front of our house where they were working, and my mom could clearly see me. Not sure how long I was out, probably a few minutes. With my ear and body hurting like hell, I am completely out of it and stumble to a piece of grass 20 or so feet away and conk out again. At this point, I thought I was going to throw up. Wake up again to some people walking by, and I try to rush inside and low, and behold, meet my mother. I say I think I fainted, and she just tells me to go outside and cool down, like go lay in the grass. So I just left, and it took a while before I felt okay. I also realized a few minutes later I had gotten a pretty significant scrape on my back too. I later confronted her about it, asking why she didn't help me, and she said she thought I was faking it because I didn't want to hold the object up any longer, and my fall looked too graceful slow for it to be real. Plus, it's the first time this happened. I got mad and started crying because it felt like she didn't care. Now I don't want to talk to her. Am I the A? Am I the A for telling my sister I don't really agree with her makeup advice and bought concealer shades that she advised me not to get? I, 25F, am a black woman, very relevant to mention my race here, and have taken more interest in doing makeup, primarily face makeup. I used to wear mostly eye makeup, lipstick, and blush, but most of the time, I have a bare face. I did a ton of research online, bought a foundation shade, and concealer shades that I later discovered were not my color, which is okay, because I'm still learning. I decided to go to the store today to buy concealer shades that were close to my color. I took a quiz online and picked out the shade recommended to me. My sister, 23FK, gave me a very dirty look and asked me if I was really gonna get that. I was confused and asked what she meant. She said that the shade I picked out was too dark and would not match me. I told her I was certain that the shade was perfect for my skin tone, but she quickly grabbed a shade that was literally several shades lighter and told me to get that one because it was definitely my shade. I said I'd get both, and she immediately shut it down and told me I'd make a big mistake buying more than one concealer. She realized I obviously wasn't going to listen to her, so after some back and forth, Kay threw her hands up and said she was going to the car and not to come crying to her when I find out I bought the wrong shade. I paid for my stuff and we went home. I did some swatches on my face, and the shade my sister said not match me, so I went to show her, and she rolled her eyes and went, I have been doing makeup longer than you, but what do I know, huh? I realized I should have been a bit nicer, but at the same time, I had a feeling she was setting me up for failure. Am I the A? Am I the A for reacting negatively when my sister asked if she should leave her current boyfriend for being short, so that their children aren't short like me? Short guy here. I'm 5 feet 7 inches. Not a dwarf by any stretch, but short. This evening at dinner, my sister asked me, in front of the entire family including my wife, if, as a short guy, I felt that she shouldn't have children with her 5'6" boyfriend so that they wouldn't go through the same struggles that we have. I told her in no uncertain terms that no, I have had no trouble finding love. As a short guy, on the contrary, I'm sitting next to my wife of 10 years. I've had great success in life and in love, and I found her question mean-spirited and offensive. I told her that she was asking me to endorse her leaving her boyfriend, who she won't stop talking about, for an idiotic reason. I said that if she wants to leave him, she should, but she shouldn't ask me to sympathize with her doing so that her children won't be like me. I didn't yell or curse, but I did take a stern voice and tell her that I thought she was asking a mean and offensive thing. Am I the A?
Subscribe for your front row seat to the world of Reddit.